They gon' love me for my ambition.
Keith Lee. Keith Lee has been known as the most famous food reviewer. The most famous food reviewer in this generation's recent times is Keith Lee. So much influence that wherever he goes, he gets a special treatment. So Keith Lee has been in Atlanta, visiting Atlanta restaurants, supporting black businesses. What's he doing? He's sending his family members inside to avoid special treatment. Now, what happens is he's been calling out certain restaurants for the mistreatment. What had they been doing? Whenever he sends his family members inside, they tell them, oh, no, there's a wait time, there's wait periods, there's no tables, right? Also, a lot of times there's a line of people outside waiting or inside waiting, regular people. But Keith Lee walks in, oh, wait, we got a table for you ready. He ends up leaving. He's like, no, it's fine, because he wants equal treatment. He feels that the special treatment is unjust because it's just showing how lazy these restaurants in Atlanta can be. And there's people in Atlanta that live in Atlanta in the comments supporting Keith Lee, saying, yes, I've been there. That place is just lazy. They don't want to fucking work. That's all it is. Yes, 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 right? Now, there's also people saying what Keith Lee is doing is bad for the businesses. Oh no, he's only showing the bad side. He's not supporting properly his own people. This is bad. He's black. He's supposed to be actually uplifting the black culture. I think he's just being fucking honest and realistic. Honesty and realism is all we should strive for, and authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, why anything else? But people are up in matters and uproaring. What's your opinion about the Keith Lee?
I believe that people should stop being upset that he's frustrated that people are treating him differently. I think Keith Lee wants to show us what it feels like to go to these restaurants and to actually experience these things. I think him doing this in Atlanta has showed me a lot. Black elitism is a very real concept. There are a lot of people of color who think they're hot fucking shit because they have money. Perfect example. Keith Lee does the review on one of the restaurants. And what do? They do a video where they're like, who's Keith Lee? And then they write this whole paragraph about how much they respect Keith Lee, but, you know, and that they thank him for not trashing the business, but they do everything with love and respect. Yo, you have to stop acting like pompous pieces of shit because you have money and you have success. You don't get to treat people that way. And I think Keith Lee is just showing that there's just an egregious elitism in a lot of these businesses, especially in businesses owned by people of color. Mm-hmm. Because just because he's famous does not mean he gets to skip the line. We have to dead that status quo, and that's what he's trying to do. Like he's telling us, I don't want to participate in this.
100%,
it's wrong.
100%. If you have a certain hours, your restaurant has hours and people visit it, you should be able to get proper attendance. Not just because you're not Keith Lee. Now, if you happen to be Keith Lee, you get that special treatment. That's crazy. Now, imagine if you're not just Keith Lee, you're in Atlanta and you're an Atlanta celebrity. Oh, so now it's like a exclusive, only celebrities get this special treatment? It's pretty whack. It's pretty whack. Like, this, it should be more equaled out, more balanced. Obviously, people are going to get their special treatment. Rightfully so. It is what it is. If I owned a restaurant, I would give people special treatment if they're more important, right? Or more popular, right? Because it's going to give you more notoriety as a restaurant. But not to the extent where you're going to literally fake and lie to like everyone that's already outside waiting and this and that. And like, you know, no one's going to benefit from that because you're only going to be called out. People are going to call you fake. Like this Keith Lee situation has now exposed a lot of businesses. So I would say these businesses just need to restructure themselves, prioritize customer service rather than just like, oh, we make food and like you get it when you get it. Customer service should be on top because customer service is the number one thing of all businesses. The higher the customer service rate is, the more people are going to come back. The more long-term businesses you have, the more actual long relationships and like support, longevity last. So customer service should be up high. I think that's what Keith Lee is basically trying to say to people, remind people, but they're trying to make it a whole thing and like trying to like, you know, call him out, etc. I've never seen that man raise his voice once.
Ever. He's the most monotone person.
He's the most monotone person in the world. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of shit for free. The majority of his shit he does is for free. He doesn't get paid to do reviews. This man is the definition of what a human being right now in content creation should be. Authenticity, himself, just grabs his phone, records, no special editing, all raw, authentic, and it works because people just like him as a person.
So let me ask you a question, Vic. Would you rather him destroy someone's business or lie?
I would rather him, well, destroying in what sense?
He tells the truth about the business and it costs the business their existence.
Listen, I would rather that happen than him lying, because him lying, but lying in what extent? It would be like him lying, just like saying
About the quality of the food, taking money to do reviews, like doing things that are just
yeah. No, I would definitely have. I'd rather the business, because if you're not prepared, if your business is not prepared to handle such criticism of a Keith Lee, then maybe you shouldn't be having a restaurant at all.
Thank you.
Because why are you like? Do you not know what it takes to run a restaurant? Like, are you kidding me? This is like the hardest industry to just start up in. Like, this is not overnight successes. That's not what it is.
And you didn't take the review and restructure?
Exactly. Like, you need to take constructive criticism and work on it and get better.
Thank you.
There's you know how many restaurants out here in Rhode Island during the pandemic shut down that've been around for decades? They've been around for decades. They shut down. Why? Because the restaurant business is not easy. It's extremely difficult, let alone during a pandemic. Therefore, if you get into this industry, you have to realize that you have to be prepared to take the punches and roll with them. These people now, they're looking like hypocrites. And who knows? If the food's banging, though, they might still survive. You know, I forgot what was that place called, Milk and Honey, something like that? Like the specific main one. We shall see, though. That's the Keith Lee situation. I support Keith Lee. What's it called? Protect Keith Lee at all costs over here. That's how I feel like.
That is a UFC fighter. He's going to protect himself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'll beat anyone up. He doesn't need our protection.
They gon' love me for my ambition.